The Philadelphia Eagles have a starting safety as they have signed Terrell Edmunds earlier today, restructured the contract for Lane Johnson, give him a contract extension, and now they have a starting safety to replace C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for being with us. Ian Rappaport breaking the news just moments ago that Philadelphia has signed former Steelers first-round pick Terrell Edmunds. He is the brother of Tremaine Edmunds, the really good linebacker in the NFL. Second safety added in the last week after allowing C.J. Gardner-Johnson to head to Detroit on that one-year deal worth up to about $8 million. For Terrell Edmunds, he gets a one-year contract. This is why you subscribe. I was at the crib on my balcony a little bit earlier, got the notey about Lane Johnson signing that new deal, hopped on the mic, did a show from home, and now we're in the Chat Sports studios talking about Terrell Edmunds. A lot to break down with the player, how he compared last year, Pro Football Focus grades and statistics, to C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and did Philadelphia upgrade at safety in going with Edmunds over Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? Let's explore it, but first, today's show is presented by Roan. I'm wearing their commuter shirt right now, and their commuter collection, most comfortable pants, quarter zips, polos, that, and a whole lot more. And for the Bird Gang, 20% off if you use the code CHATSPORTS at roan.com/chatsports. I really ran into this problem when I was working at WNEP, where I had to wear dress shirts every day, as well as oftentimes a tie. Don't you hate dress shirts that are too loose, too long, don't fit right, and are made of crappy materials? They just don't last long. How about pants, right? Such a pain when they're uncomfortable, tight, too loose, never your size, and you can't match them with anything in your closet. Put an end to that with the commuter collection thanks to Roan. Once again, 20% off and free shipping at roan.com/chatsports. You think about it, right? Men's closets were due for radical reinvention. Roan stepped up to the challenge. Their commuter collection, awesome material. I love it because the shirt, breathable, flexible, stretchable. You don't have to worry about dry cleaning costs any longer because the more you wear these shirts, the more the wrinkles go away. So looking good is easy. You can go from 18 holes of golf to sitting in a cubicle on the set here at Chat Sports in the Roan commuter collection. We're going to put that link in the comments section and in the description of this video. We appreciate them for sponsoring today's show. So circling back to Edmunds here. Second safety signed this week, in addition to Justin Evans earlier this week, as he was signed from the New Orleans Saints. And Edmunds, really popular player in league circles, played some solid football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's really what it came down to, why he's available, why he's only signing a one-year deal with Philadelphia. First-round pick, who never really lived up to those lofty expectations in a city for a franchise that really values good defensive play, and obviously Troy Polamalu and others, very good safeties. You now look at the Eagles safety depth chart with the addition of Edmunds as well as Evans. I think that they're going to go Terrell Edmunds, strong safety, Reed Blankenship, free safety, and then you have a couple of solid backups here. Kevon Wallace as well as Evans there, who missed 3 seasons because of a torn Achilles, but last year, a little bit of a reclamation project with New Orleans, and in limited snaps, did play pretty well. More on Edmunds here. Played his college ball at Virginia. There he starred. He balled out. That's why he went in the first round to Pittsburgh. Still only 26 years old. So C.J. Gardner-Johnson, 25 years old. Edmunds, 26. Plenty of experience. 79 games throughout his career. 31st among safeties in coverage last year, according to Pro Football Focus, and 40th against the run. You look at the numbers. This is a guy, it's kind of a box safety. He will play primarily in the box, but can also play deep safety as well. In 2022, tallied 70 tackles with 5 pass breakups, 3 tackles for loss to go along with 2 sacks. The sack numbers in 2022 and throughout his career, as we now take a look at those 79 games played for him, goes to show you that you can utilize him in the box a little bit and send him home on some of those blitz packages. That obviously good for Philadelphia, considering they had 70 sacks as a team last year, 15 more than the second best in the Kansas City Chiefs. 410 tackles total in these 79 games for Edmunds, 26 pass breakups, has a knack for making some plays on the football, 15 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and 9 quarterback hits. So with that, our poll question is this: who is the better player, C.J. Gardner-Johnson or Terrell Edmunds? Let me know down in the comment section. Embrace debate, and let's compare how these two players fared statistically against one another last year. Because C.J. Gardner-Johnson is obviously the more notable name. Year in Philadelphia, he becomes a fan favorite, swagger, confidence, dog mentality. Did miss a lot of tackles, though, sometimes over-pursued, but tied for the NFL league high with 6 interceptions, despite missing time at the back half of the year with that lacerated kidney. But you look at the Pro Football Focus numbers and how Edmunds and C.J. Gardner-Johnson compare. Edmunds is the better player, at least according to the analytics. Overall Pro Football Focus grade of 69.1 for Edmunds. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, 63.9. Run defense grade for Edmunds, 63.4. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 57.2. Pass rush, 77.2 for the new Eagle, 66.1 for the former Eagle. And a coverage grade for Terrell Edmunds, pretty solid, not terrible, pretty solid, 68, and for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, 64.2. Here's really the difference between two of these players. Edmunds, more of a box safety. More of a physical safety who you want around the line of scrimmage, who can sometimes be a liability on the back end. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, on the other hand, before he got traded to the Eagles from the New Orleans Saints, more than 1,000 snaps at slot nickel corner, just more than 80 snaps throughout his career up until last year, in which Philadelphia primarily utilized him at safety, but he was kind of lining up all around the football field and is a very anticipatory type of player with good instincts. 6 interceptions last year for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Edmunds has been steady, but maybe not the splash player, and of course might lack some of that swagger and confidence that C.J. Gardner-Johnson brought to this defense. As for missed tackles, Edmunds more of a sure thing here. So now you're looking at a trend where Edmunds, higher graded player, not as many interceptions, not as big of a risk taker, but probably the more consistent safety and about at that same age, Edmunds 26, C.J. Gardner-Johnson at 25. Edmunds, 6 missed tackles in 886 snaps last year. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 11 missed in fewer snaps, so more missed tackles, fewer snaps at 729. So also a little bit of a theme here with some of the key players that Howie Roseman has been adding to this team who all figure to step into pretty sizable roles, right? Terrell Edmunds is going to be your starting strong safety. He's 26 years old. Nicholas Morrow, your Kaiser White replacement, he is going to be a starting linebacker at 27 years old. A depth piece in Justin Evans who can fill in for either Edmunds, Blankenship, and be that steady backup at 27 years old. And then Grady Williams, former second-round pick out of LSU, only 25. There's a difference here between the team in 2022 that made it to a Super Bowl and reloaded with younger players and the team that won a Super Bowl in 2017 and then reloaded with older players. I think Howie Roseman learning his lesson here that sometimes it's better to reload with younger guys who you have more of an opportunity of maximizing as compared to some of those veterans who you're trying to extract the best out of them and hope that they have some gas left in the tank, whereas these players, they have potential and upside. So one more time, your new Eagles safety depth chart. I do believe that Reed Blankenship going to be the starter at free safety. Played well last year, also really affordable player. And Terrell Edmunds now, 1 year, short-term deal, in addition to all those other players who we just showed you. That's also the theme. Short-term deals worth little money. He's going to be our starting strong safety. And then Kayvon Wallace, Justin Evans as your backup. So with that, we round out today's show with one more poll. If you like what Howie Roseman has done, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. If you have additional thoughts about that, explain it. If you don't like what Howie has done, I want you to comment why. We're going to go back, see what you had to say, because we value your football intellect here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Appreciate all of you for joining us. Enjoy your weekends. And if another signing happens like Lane Johnson and Terrell Edmunds, we're going to talk about it here on the show.